In the quiet corners of our minds, a deceptive whisper often takes hold. I'll start tomorrow. It's a comforting lie, a promise to a future self who will magically possess the discipline we lack today. Yet, as we utter these words, days quietly disappear, slipping through our grasp like smoke. We convince ourselves that the perfect moment is just around the corner, that conditions will align. But this tomorrow, this elusive ideal, is a mirage. It's the greatest thief of potential, stealing not just ours, but entire seasons of our lives, one deferred decision at a time. Observe him now, a figure adrift in the currents of his own making. He sits, contemplating a task, a dream, a change, but action remains just beyond his reach. He scrolls, he watches, he waits. The clock on the wall ticks with an almost mocking rhythm, its hands moving relentlessly forward. Shadows lengthen across his room, mirroring the fading daylight, a visual metaphor for the time he allows to slip away. He is not actively failing, but passively allowing his life to be shaped by the absence of his own will. A silent surrender to the path of least resistance. The visual metaphors intensify. Clocks tick louder, their hands spinning faster, yet he remains motionless. Sand pours through an hourglass, each grain representing a lost opportunity, a moment unseized. The daylight outside his window fades from vibrant afternoon to deep twilight, then to the inky blackness of night, all while he remains in the same state of inaction. These aren't just symbols. They are the relentless, quiet erosion of his most valuable asset. He believes he is merely pausing, but time, in its indifference, is actively moving on without him, carving deeper grooves of regret. The emotional tension builds, a slow, creeping dread. Each small delay, each comfortable postponement, begins to compound, creating a chasm of regret. The dreams he once held dear now feel distant, almost alien. He sees the vibrant lives of others, the progress they've made, and the contrast is a painful mirror. The weight of what could have been presses down, a heavy, suffocating blanket. These aren't just missed opportunities, they are the slow, agonizing death of potential. The quiet forfeiture of a future he once envisioned, all due to the insidious power of waiting. He tells himself he's not ready, that he needs more information, more resources, more motivation. This illusion of needing perfect conditions is another facet of the tomorrow trap. He believes that one day, a magical switch will flip, and he will be imbued with boundless energy and unwavering focus. But the truth is, readiness is not a state to be found. It's a state to be created. Every moment spent waiting for the ideal is a moment lost to the very action that would build that readiness. The perfect moment never arrives. It is always now. Then, a jolt, a moment of piercing clarity. Perhaps a stark reflection in a darkened window, or the sudden, unsettling realization that another year has passed, and he is no closer to his goals. The clocks, once mocking, now scream with urgency. He sees the diverging paths, not as abstract concepts, but as tangible realities. The profound truth dawns on him. Waiting is not a neutral act, it is an active choice, and it is the real enemy. The comfort he sought in delay has become a cage, and the walls are closing in. The shift begins, not with a thunderclap, but with a quiet, intentional step. He chooses to act, however small, however imperfectly. The alarm rings, and this time, he rises. The challenging task appears, and he confronts it, even if it's just for a few minutes. The diverging paths still appear, but now he consciously steps onto the one that leads to growth. Even if it's harder, each small, deliberate choice is a reclamation of power, a declaration of intent. He is learning to steer his own ship, rather than letting the currents dictate his course. The transformation culminates in a profound understanding. He stands, not as a victim of circumstance, but as the architect of his own destiny. The life he lives is no longer a default setting, but a conscious creation. The philosophical truth from the beginning now resonates with lived experience. The right moment never arrives, only decisions do. He moves forward with purpose, his gaze clear, his actions deliberate. The message echoes, not as a warning, but as an empowering truth. Your future is not built on waiting, but on the relentless, courageous act of choosing.